Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to do the exercise that is on page number 12. I have already shared with you the video of IPA or International Phonetic Alphabets. In this exercise, we will just see how to pronounce these words. Consonants are given first of all. Bat, nap, dead, lady, fine, if, give, flag, how, hello, yes, yellow, cat, back, leg, little, man, lemon, no, 10, sing, finger, pet, map, red, try, sun, miss, she, crash. Look at this, SH, she, crash, T, getting, check, church, Fiat sound, Fiat, ch, check, church, think, boat, death, mother, voice, 5, wet, window, zoo, lazy, pleasure, vision, just, large, just, large. Now come to the vowels. Cup, luck, cat, black, tea, getting, away, cinema, hit, sitting, hot, rock, put, good, she, heat, see, heat, arm, father, call, four, turn, learn, blue, food, say, 8, go, home, boy, join, where, air, near, here, pure, tourist, 5, I, now, out. So in some words, single sound is used, in some words, double sound, and in some words, diphthongs are used. Then we come to the next exercise. This is a word cloud. Now, what is a word cloud that is given? A word cloud is a group of words connected with a theme word. So theme word is given. You have to find out the words. Actually, this is an exercise of increasing your vocabulary. For example, in the first cloud, you can see the theme word is clean. So you can add different words you can see. For example, dirty, sweep, mop, window, bathroom, works. Similarly, you can find more words also from the same cloud. Now go to the second cloud. Go green. Echo word you can find. Similarly, hydro, that is written over here. Wind, solar, save, frequency, hybrid. These words you can see in this cloud also. So this is actually a way to increase your vocabulary. And your task is that you have to write the theme word in your copy, and then you have to make a cloud writing at least 5 words that is connected to the theme word. This is your task. Then we come to the next. This is the word position or parts of speech. This exercise is actually that how one word can be used as a noun, verb, adjective, adverb, opposite. So one word have so many different connotations and so many different ways that can be used. So you can't say that one word that this is a noun or this is a verb or this is an adjective, but it depends on the use of that that how that word is used in a sentence. So context is very important. One word can be used as a noun, or the same word can be used as an adjective. The same word can be used as a verb. Now, just one word is given in your book, and that is clean. It can be, if it is used as a noun, then it may be cleaning or cleaner. Similarly, if it is used as a verb, it can be clean, cleaned, cleaned. You can use that. It is also right. Similarly, when it is used as an adjective, for example, clean, bowl, clean, water. Now, clean here, it is an adjective of bowl. It is an adjective of water. Similarly, when we want to make it an adjective, an adverb from it, then it will become cleanly. This is also all right. If you want to write the opposite of clean, then it will be unclean. This is also right. So one word can be used in many different ways. So these exercises are actually to increase your vocabulary. Then we come to the next thing. This is a compound word. For example, clean cut, clean living, clean up, dry clean. So you might have noticed, girls, that in this exercise with just one word clean, we have made so many words like cleaning, cleaned, clean water, cleanly, dry clean, clean up, clean living, clean cut. So from one word we can make so many words. That is why we have a very large storehouse of words in English language. That is why it is a very rich language. Now you can increase your vocabulary like that. Then we come to the next point, that is reading makes us wise. A poem is given on the campaign of clean and green. You can sing that, you can enjoy this poem. Very simple, very easy poem, and enjoyable also, like the rhymes that you have done in your 1, 2, 3 class. But you have to concentrate on one or two things. Number one, comma. It means a small pause. We all know that. It is a small pause. And then full stop. When the sentence completes, we use a full stop or dot. In common language, it is called as a dot. But actually, this is when there is a long pause. When the sentence completes, we use the full stop. Similarly, the next thing is exclamation. It is used to put emotions in the tone, some expression in the voice. When we want to add some expression in our voice, then we use exclamation marks. So these are the three things that you have to concentrate while reciting this poem. Now you can listen this recitation of the poem like that.
My commitment to my country. I keep my country clean. I keep my country clean. I pick wrappers, bought sticks and papers. I do no things and litter places. I keep my country clean. I keep my country green. I keep my country green. I plant flowers, shut bushes and trees. I don't plant flowers to chop trees. I keep my country clean. I can make my country clean. I can make my country green. I work to make plants, hills, lakes and trees, bloom with flowers and fields and bells with bees. I keep my country clean and green.
Yes, now our next exercise is difference between prose and poetry. You can find so many definitions of prose and poetry in the dictionary as well as on the internet also. You can find so many definitions. Perhaps now you have understood about the difference between the prose and poetry. For example, the definition that is given over here is, yes, prose refers to a form of writing which has ordinary language and sentence structure. And poetry is creative writing which has rhythm and mood. Now, in prose, there is no rhythm, there is no mood, and usually expression of emotion that is also not there. The short stories, the dialogues, the novels, all these are the forms of prose. But in poetry, the most important thing is of emotions. Emotions are there, rhythm is there, mood is there, as you might have observed in this poem also. You will learn so many poems in the coming classes also, that in poetry, the words are used very differently as compared to prose. Anyhow, at your level, the definition that is given in your book, that is enough. And you can understand the difference between prose and poetry. Then we come to the next page, that is page number 15. This is the language corner. Number 1, exclamation mark. An exclamatory sentence makes a sentence statement that conveys strong emotion or excitement. So it means this is also in the same continuation that we were studying in the poem section also. That exclamation, that is for the emotions, as poetry, that is also for emotions. So in truth, exclamation marks are like sugar. These add tone and some emphasis on certain words. So you can see different exclamatory sentences that are given in your book. For example, the number 1 is exclamatory sentence with what? What a cute puppy. Similarly, you can write your own sentence like what a cute baby. An exclamation mark that is given. And you have to concentrate how this mark is made, how it is written. And next is exclamation can also be used for the expression of strong emotions. For example, fantastic, let's go. Another exclamation mark. Then we come to the third sentence, exclamatory sentence with how. How fast you ran. This is not a question. This is an exclamatory sentence. Wonder, awe, that is there. That is why it is an exclamatory sentence, not a question. Next, exclamatory sentence containing so. I'm so mad right now. Similarly, you can write your own sentence like I'm so busy right now. Next is exclamatory sentences containing such. He's such a kind soul. He's such a fine fellow. Similarly, you can write your own sentence. So do concentrate on these things so that you may know how exclamatory marks are used. Then we come to the next. This is the modal verb can. Modal verbs give meanings to the verbs. For example, can stands for the ability to do something. It is also used for asking questions and taking permissions. 5 sentences, 5 statements with the use of can are given below in column A. Column B has a meaning of the verb. It is actually the exercise of matching the columns, but it will give you an insight how can it is used in different ways in different sentences. For example, the first sentence is, we can stay with our uncle when we are in Peshawar. This is a choice. We can. It's not compulsion. It's a choice. Similarly, the next one is, she can go out of the classroom. She can go out of the classroom. This is permission. Can for permission. Can you give me your pencil? This is a request. Any child can grow up to become president of the country. This is the possibility. Possibility. I can ride a horse. I can ride. This is ability. So can be used in so many different ways. It can be for permission. It can be for request. It may be used for ability. It may be for choice. It may be for possibility. Then we come to the next exercise. This is a compound words. A compound word is where 2 or more words are put together to form a word or phrase with a new meaning. Now this is the definition. A compound word is where 2 or more words are put together to form a word or phrase with a new meaning. When you put together 2 words or 2 phrases and you have new meanings, then it will be called as a compound word. They fall into 3 categories that are given in your book. One is the open compound words. Number 2 is the closed compound words. And number 3 is the hyphenated words, where hyphens are used. Now look at the examples of the first. Ice cream, study room. You can make your own words, like instead of study room, you can say drawing room. And similarly, bedroom. Similarly, you can form your own words. Then in the close compound words, mindset, cannot, could not. One important thing, there they are written together. This is a very big mistake usually committed by the students. Cannot, when it is written, no space between them. Cannot, it is written together. Similarly, mindset, although all these are this is a combination of two words, but it is written together. Mindset, mindset. It is written together, no space between them. Then we have the hyphenated words. What is hyphen? Hyphen is a small pause, a small line that is used between two words. For example, dry, clean. Hyphen is there. A small line that is there. This is called hyphen. Similarly, clean out. A small line that is there. Clean out. Now you have to write at least 2 open compound words, 2 close compound words, and 2 hyphenated words. This is your task. Now this is the end of this video. Thank you very much.